Welcome to Will's World, your will overall, powered by Third Gen Physical Therapy and Sports Science Institute.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you listen. Thanks for listening, and we're back with another one. Before we hop in today's episode, please like, share, subscribe to all our actual platforms that we're on: Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. And when you do that, man, comment. Let us know what you think about the content. If you have any questions or want to talk to us about something, or want us to talk about something, just leave it there. Let's get going. Today's episode is titled "Find Peace in the Unknown." I get a lot of inspiration for a lot of the episodes that I do. And the next episode that we're doing now, I can't take credit for this one. This is from a young man who I think is very thoughtful in his approach to life. With him being young, doesn't speak to his experience and his ability to be able to actually express himself. And he asked me to discuss this topic because I'm pretty sure him and I have had this conversation many times before. He know who he is, and he should be celebrated because I think a lot of times it's hard for us to have those moments where we have to grow, and in that growth you try to find peace. So that discomfort, there's definitely some serenity in there. You just have to find it. So today's talk is going to be broken up into three different pillars. The first part is going to be, it's easy to feel like the man when things are going well, but who are you when life doesn't go as planned? The second piece is, how will you face the adversity life throws at you? Who do you want to be when you look in the mirror when life is hitting you with haymakers? And then the last piece is, learn how to suffer well. Now, we will definitely expand on all of that because that is some things that I feel like doesn't happen enough when we discuss certain topics, even on this platform. But today, we're going to really dive into it, okay? So, in the first piece, when we stay, it's easy to feel like you're the man when things are going well, but who are you when life doesn't go as planned? Now, that piece, that whole piece there is big because a lot of us haven't dealt with failure or haven't dealt with the plans that we set for that go left, and we haven't had to actually fix them ourselves. We usually are given some type of assistance, which is not wrong to have assistance at all. But the ones that don't have the assistance, I think you need to really hear this. Just because something doesn't work out the way you saw it, it probably worked out the way it needed to work out. I say this a lot, to a lot of my people I mentor. And sometimes you just need the mileage. There's really no shortcuts because whatever plan you had in place, although that plan didn't go through, there's another plan, or that plan is supposed to happen later. And you need some experience on life, whether that's dealing with different things that you have not dealt with, whether that's some emotional maturity, whether that's some insight, whether that's some peace, whether that's some actual patience. And as a result, it's necessary to have that because once you arrive to your destination, you need to be able to stay there and be able to grow within that. We get too caught up with highlights and we get so caught up with just things going so well. When things go left, we try to deflect and blame, right? Why it is not going our way. It's never really our fault, because sometimes we don't want to take accountability for certain things, and that's okay. That's called youth. That's called inexperience, immaturity. But a lot of times it is our fault. Like, we have a role to play. In the controllables that we can control, we make sure we can control those. When things don't go as planned, it wasn't because we missed something. It was just not meant for us to do that at that time, and we probably need to refocus on the fact that, hey, we need to progress to something else and try to be able to, perform that task. And maybe it'll get us to the goal that we were trying to get to. We just didn't see it. So it is really easy to feel like, you know, things are going to always be going well. They're not, but it's okay. You need the mileage. So guess what? Walk. 2, how will you face the adversity with life? The adversity life throws at you. Who do you want to be when you look in the mirror when life is hitting you with haymakers? Adversity is really the thing in life that reveals character. I don't think it builds character, it just reveals character. You are what you are. When certain things happen, believe it or not, you already have what you need to have in order to be able to overcome it. But sometimes you have to go search it for it or seek it because it's in there. It's deep inside of you. Sometimes it's dormant. Sometimes you have to be in stressful situations in order for it to come to the surface. But with that, you know, you have to almost look at it like, I want to be a certain person, right? I want to get to a certain place. I want to be able to say that I overcame this. And when you do that, it comes with a certain level of credibility, not to the people who are watching, but to yourself. You validate that you are who you said you were. When it became a tough situation for you, you navigated it the way it needed to be navigated. When you got to a place of having to face life and it's just knocking you down every day, you eventually saw the light and you went towards that light, and getting to the end of it allowed you to be able to have that credibility with yourself, which in turn built the confidence, which also built the resilience for you to be able to take on other tasks that would probably seem difficult beforehand. So you have to face adversity in life. It's part of it. You, not everybody that you want to take with you on that journey, but just you. You have to face it. And then once you face it, you have to find some resolve, because if you don't, it becomes a tough situation to be able to get out of, because you need to learn how to suffer well. Remember, everything is temporary. There's always another season. We do not control every aspect of our lives. In all actuality, I feel like a lot of our life is already written, right? And we tend to, say a lot of things like, why me? What did I do to deserve, the bad things that are occurring? And truth be told, why not you, right? It's a lot of stuff that occurs or has happened, that was supposed to occur. It already has been put in motion as soon as you took your first breath. And some things you actually are caused to occur. And some things, guess what? Wasn't even your fault. It just came your way. You have to be able to discern that, have perspective when it does come your way, and say, you know what? Yeah, I knew that was a tough deal. And it came my way. But guess what? It's temporary. There's always another season, another day, another time, or another opportunity, or a better opportunity. So when you're suffering, you have that down or disappointment, learn how to take something out of that. I think we end up fighting too many terrors or too many wrong battles, and then we look up and we're mad at the outcome. When truth be told, should you always have to fight? Sometimes you have to just have to go through it to get to the other side. In the moments of that, find that peace, find that happiness, because in those unknowns, that's where we find ourselves. Like a lot of times, we don't realize that we're lost, and we go on a journey trying to, fight the inevitable. When truth be told, we probably need to go through it, because somewhere in there we can add to our already, how can I say this, our already constructive, process, and just make ourselves a lot more of a whole to be able to deal with things. We have become a society that some things are, how can I say this, are not our ideas. People are saying things, and then we take those things and we make them our beliefs. When truth be told, even what I'm saying, I'm just giving you advice. It doesn't have to, you don't have to believe it. You just take what I'm saying, and if you can use it, great. If you can't, that's cool too. Maybe somebody else can. But at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you get inputs to be able to make decisions for yourself based off of things that are actually um, factual, right? Or things that are actually tangible. Because we all know this, which is a bonus. You don't know who you really are until you hit rock bottom and have to make it out of that bottom. You know, that is the biggest thing of character. Is not just going through something, is being able to hit the bottom and get back up and go back through something again. And if you've ever been there, it's not an easy place to be. And sometimes we think there is no end in sight, but there is. Like, man, there's definitely beauty in the ability to be able to overcome. There's some pure energy that comes out of you achieving greatness through what you endure, in order to be able to share that with other people who have the same problem, who you can speak to them and they say, thank you. And a lot of times we're going through stuff not for ourselves, but for others. Because just you going through something and speaking on it gives other people the ability and the power and the actual inspiration to continue or to do the same. I know, right? Finding peace in the unknown. Keep looking. I hope in today's episode that we took something from today's episode. We added a fourth pillar because I felt like the bonus was needed. Like I said, I can't take credit for this particular topic. I have to say this, that I have a lot of great people around me, people who I've encountered over my life. And how can I say this without giving too much, but they're beyond gifted. And I'm always fortunate, to be able to share. I can't say everything I say is, the best thing for everyone, but hopefully someone catches it and listens and learns from it and builds. And if you're able to take anything from today's episode, find your peace in the unknown. Go and become everything you want to become. And with that being said, I hope you have a blessed one. I'll catch you in the next one.